Good morning, guys. Today I am with another GPU, and its model is GTX 1660. So let's check it. Power cord is connected here, and HDMI cable is also connected. I am going to turn it on. If the display will on this left screen, its source is this VGA, and the HDMI source is connected with this blank screen. So it's mean this card is not detecting, or if this card is not detectable on this CPU. So let's check it, that why it is not detecting on this CPU. Let's start. I will shut down the CPU. First I will open it and will guide you to detect the fault or target the fault. Now this is apart from the heatsink and fan. I will remove this fan jack. Here is the GPU, and this is the whole section that drives its power supply for this GPU, and there are two more power supplies. I think it is for the RAMs that are attached to this GPU, and here are also some RAMs. Total RAMs are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 RAMs are installed on this board. So first of all, I will check that either this GPU is heating up or not. So let's insert it again in the socket. And I will turn it on. Here the fan is running, CPU is on, and with the help of my thumb I will check that either it is heating up or not. This is the communication port, and all the data is communicating through this socket via this port. So one of the reason that card is not detecting in CPU is that one of the communication data is missing from this port. So let's check it, either any one of the data is missing or not. So I will check it with my oscilloscope. It is easy to check here. I will turn it on, and here I need a ground, and yes, I will connect this to the ground point. Anywhere you can find the ground. Yes, this one. And now let's check for this port voltages data. It is ground voltage, ground, and volts. Yes, it is fine. Now I will check for the communication data. Now I will check for the communication data. It goes to the GPU via coupling capacitors. These are the coupling capacitors that are coupling GPU data to this port. So to verify this data, I will start from here. It is ground, it is data, ground, and this one is data that is coupled through the capacitor. And you can see that some capacitors are here and some are here. This data is from these capacitors, this one, and here the second. Now ground open, ground, data, ground, data, ground, data, ground, open, ground, data, and with the same sequence I will check for all data, and here the all data is communicating. You can check here also that this is a coupling capacitor, and the back side of this, on the other side of this is direct CPU output logic. Here all logics are available, as you can see here all the logics are good. And on the other side we must also check this data, because this data is also communicating with this GPU, but without any coupling. This data is direct with this GPU, no coupling capacitors between this communication. So let's check it. Data, ground, data, and data. Yes. All the communication is good. And here are the power supplies. It is also good. So now we must check for the second thing. Second thing is the power supply. We will check it that either the chokes inputs have the oscillations or not. Here are their inputs and outputs points. These all are input points, and these all are output points from the choke. For this I have to connect it with my PC, and I will let you know that how can we check its power supply power supply on this board. I will turn it on. Motherboard is on, and I will set my oscilloscope on analog mode, and I will reach for the analog probe. Here is my analog probe, here you can see. So let's check for the inputs. You can check also the inputs of clock on these FET's output. First we have to correct the ground. It is essential. It is not, there is no oscillation, even there are no volts. So the primary FET has 12 volts, yes, but the gate, I must check for the gate, turning it on again. For this I have to connect a permanent ground to my PC. Yes, it is, I can connect it here. And now I will check the oscillations on the gate of these power supplies. So it is an instant work to do. This is the gate, maybe this one, and I will turn it on. I think there was oscillation, but yes, there was a slight oscillation for a moment. Now here I will try to reflow this GPU chip, because I have already checked all the FETs are fine, nothing is bad in this circuit, and even in these two power supplies, it's a circuit. This chip is driving this coil and this chip is driving this coil, both circuits are fine. So mostly it could be the fault underneath this GPU I have observed. So let's clean it. First of all, I have to preheat this chip so that any kind of moisture underneath this chip can be removed. For this I have a flex that I will inject underneath this processor. that's enough. I have to split this flux based hole underneath this GPU chip. I have set the GPU on my machine and lower it set. have done a reflow process with this chip. So let's just fix it. If it runs, it's mean that the power supplies, some of power supplies were not running, just like this one. This power supply was working, but this power supply was not working, and even these all power supplies were not working. So it could be a feedback issue, feedback from the GPU to the power supply buck controller. Buck controller chips are here. These three chips are controlling these FETs, these FETs. So here could be a feedback from this processor that can cause to stop these power supplies. Okay, let's check it. Should I put this ring back on this CPU or GPU? It is not proper. Yes, now it is proper. So let's fix it. At the moment I will not refresh his thermal paste, but I will run it without refreshing the thermal paste, but with the same paste that has been removed from the GPU. All the screws are screwed back, and now I will connect the power, 12-volt power connector, this one, and here I will fix it on this slot. Yes. And here I need an HDMI cable. Now if I get the display from this HDMI port, then you can detect, you can say that it is detected, and the display will be on my right hand LCD. So if it is not again detected, then the display will be on my left hand LCD from the VGA port, this port. So let's start, check it again. I will restart the CPU. I have to short these points to start this GPU. So let's go to our displays, both of the displays, and now yes, it is on my right hand screen display, so it is fixed. That's good. So guys, you have observed one more fault of the GPU, that power supply is not working is caused by the GPU. If the window boots up to the desktop, then it will be fine. hopefully this video will be helpful for some of my followers that are interested in repairing the GPUs. So I have made this video for my followers. So guys, as you can see that everything is fine. So thank you very much and goodbye.